Finland, Sweden, are you ready? One of you will be the winner tonight. I can tell you that Sweden need a minimum of 187 points to win. Okay, here we go. Sweden. The public has given you 243 points. We have a winner. Sweden, you have won the Eurovision Song Contest 2023. Congratulations to Noreen.
Hello everybody and welcome to the last episode of Liverpool Calling. We are sending live from the Eurojam here in the host city. And today we are going to talk about everything we have experienced during this Eurovision Crazy Madness tour. And I have amazing guests on the table today. And I'm going to start by introducing Harry Doyle. Welcome. Cabinet member for Health and a Vibrant City here in Liverpool. Yes. And then we also have our own Eurovision expert, G.J. Koima.
Hey Krista, alive and kicking after 2 weeks here in Liverpool.
Yes, we are still rolling. And then next up, my dear friend who danced for Finland this year with his crazy teeth. Please welcome Jesse Wijnands.
Hello, hello, hello.
Good to have you here.
Thanks.
And then we have the act that represented Moldova this year in Eurovision Song Contest. Please welcome Pasha Parfani and Sergio.
Hello.
Good evening.
It's so great to have you all here, and soon you're gonna give us all your opinions about what happened this year. But first, we are gonna take a look at how people reacted when Loreen and Sweden.
I have been almost fainting. I've been shaking. I still feel like it's unreal.
Did you think this would happen tonight?
No, because I never dared to believe it. And when Finland got the high votes, I was sure he was going to win. So I don't know what I don't know what to say.
Amazing, and it was so unbelievable much tension here. we really didn't know it until the very, very last moment. It was super quiet here at the Swedish table, I can say.
What does it mean to Sweden to be back 50 years after ABBA?
It's crazy. Also, it's the second time that Loreen wins, so it feels really, really special.
It's absolutely amazing, and what makes me extremely happy is that the top three from the audience was Finland, Sweden and Norway. It's a whole Nordic top three there, and that makes me extremely happy. But having Loreen up there, 12 points from the juries, and the second highest score from the televotes, and the biggest hit in Eurovision this year already in the streaming services.
50 years after ABBA, the contest returns again. What does that mean?
I don't know. You take a guess. I guess it's also 40 years since Erase. I mean, I don't know. Well, I hope we'll see them in some point in some way, of course. But I mean, goodness.
Where are we going? Which city?
I have no idea. That is up for discussion later. We know we have an arena problem in Stockholm because the Globen Arena that we have used before will be closed because of renovations, but we have several other arenas around in the country. We'll see.
You're getting emotional about this.
Yeah, I am. Because I know how much it also meant for her and for Sweden. We are so proud, and she has fought for this. She has really fought for this. And people are saying that, oh, she's so perfect and everything is so slick. Yeah, but it's because she's worked so hard for it. And this is kind of her giving back to everyone who's supported her since Euphoria, and just showing everyone that she is a world artist. And yeah, Loreen so much deserves this.
The winner of the Eurovision Song Contest 2023, Loreen from Sweden!
I wonder, you, over this whole season, have been given a lot of awards voted by the fans, including the Out Music Award that I gave to you last week.
Yeah.
Did that add pressure, or did it maybe give you a bit of serenity? Because your goal was for you to touch people and inspire people.
Serenity, I have to say, for a moment. Like, you know, feeling thankful. Because that was the whole idea was to, you know, of course, with all creativity, you want to connect with people. But, you know, so serenity, most definitely. But then I shut that thing off, and then I focus on my purpose and what I'm supposed to do.
How was it for you?
I'm super happy, and I don't want this to be a negative end or something. We became second. I mean, it's amazing.
Definitely not. And Finland has never became second. So this is
Right,
also
yeah.
like in Finland, they're still celebrating. They're still happy
Yeah.
about the result.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And Pasha and Sergio, how was this experience for you, this final? I mean, you have been in Eurovision before with Loreen in 2012, and now again here. Like, but how does it feel?
So I told you before in the press conference,
Yeah.
and it's pretty similar here and in Baku.
Yeah.
Back in time,
Yeah.
Loreen is back. He's the first.
Yeah.
So and Eurovision is still absolutely brilliant. That's why we came actually because of the people. We are surrounded by beautiful people and beautiful creations, musical creations.
Yeah, and it's amazing
And,
to stand on that stage, yeah. And you
absolutely,
had a
yeah.
fantastic performance also, so congratulations. And now we're gonna take a look at the top 10.
Promise me it's gonna be alright. Promise me it's gonna be alright.
There is always time to get back on track. Tearing down the walls slowly every step. Now I see myself building up a world of bridges. The world got me going crazy. I carry on, 'cause I know I'm strong. When the world got me going crazy, I carry on, and it's all because of. Don't get what you say, don't get how you feel. Get out of my way, 'cause I got a heart of steel. Her name is she. We know the kings are running so fast, speeding the wind. Nothing in this world can stop the spread of the wings. She, we know the kings are broken and caged, throwing the keys. She will be the warrior of the north and southern seas. Se questa è l'ultima canzone, poi la luna esploderà. Sarò lì a dirti che sbagli, ti sbagli e lo sai, qui non arriva la musica. I'm gonna stand here like a unicorn, out here on my own. I got the power of a unicorn. Don't you ever learn? Pidä kaksi käsi kiinni juomista niinku. Hei, en mieti huomista, kun tartuu tuopista niinku. No, I care about it. Oh, you still call me like a tattoo. Oh, I don't care about the pain. I want the fire in your brain. Just to get closer to you. You still call me like a tattoo.
Wow, what a top 10. Hey, what do you say about this? Is it diverse enough for you?
I think so. I think, we see a lot of different genres in there. We see urban in there. We see different types of ballads in there. We see some pop in there, but also metal is back finally in the top
Yeah.
10, which I really like. I really like the fact that it's becoming more diverse in Eurovision.
France was not in the top 10. Like, I really thought that was a fantastic number. What happened?
I think what happened in France are two things. Of course, this year in the final, we also have a jury vote. She was a little bit wobbly on Friday. And I think there's two other things that happened. I think if I look at people around me who spoke about the performance, a lot of people were like, nothing happens after the first minute.
Yeah.
Just the dress comes off and she's
True.
holding up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think you really have to look at the fact, using that French flag may have a lot of people were like, it's a bit too obvious to be so proud of your country in that sense.
A bit too patriotic.
Yeah, so I
maybe
think that happened with France in that
affected the
sense.
result. Okay. Jesse, if you couldn't have been dancing for Käärijä,
Yeah.
which act would you have loved to dance for?
Oh my God, I would have loved to dance for Israel. The
Yeah.
dancers were so good and so amazing, and yeah, they're so nice as well. I met a couple of them, and yeah, it's really a really cool vibe in the Israeli delegation.
Yeah, that was really a cool act. I also
Oh my
loved
gosh.
the dance break in the end. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
She showed me her bruises on the turquoise carpet, and her whole back was bruised
Yeah.
from
Oh
all the
my God,
rehearsing.
yeah.
It was wild. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. Harry, which one is your favorite?
I mean, I had quite a few. I was rooting for Finland. I was made up, obviously, for Loreen. I mean, Loreen, Queen. But I mean, I loved Israel, loved Noah. I think her performance was absolutely stunning. I've got to say, I made up this act performed really well in the leaderboard. But I really loved Estonia as well. I thought her vocals on the night were absolutely fantastic.
Great.
And so she's firm on my playlist. But yeah, no, I was quite happy with the results. But I mean, my heart was with Finland, I must say. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. But at least in Finland today, they are talking a lot about this. Is it fair to have the jury votes and the public vote like this, or like 50-50? Hey, what are your thoughts about this?
Well, I think we're going to have to wait today, because today we get the full split results. And I think, not having a jury vote in the semi-final was already an important step, because we saw last year in Turin what happened is juries were voting to help each other into the final, and then once they get to the final, the points dropped for countries. So I think that was something that was happening. But I do think that you have to look at how these juries are selected, because I think there will be juries in a different kind of countries. There's no stereotype about which country, that we have to look at how diverse that jury is. I think some juries are very much stuck in the beginning of 2000s for Eurovision, thinking. Not accepting songs. For example, I heard a jury member yesterday talk about Spain and about Moldova, going like, well, it sounds like a club, right? It's a song for young people. I'm over 40, I don't connect to it. I'm like, well, no, and I'm like, well, then you're not a good judge, because
Exactly.
you should look at musicality, you should look at story and vocal ability. So if you bring that prejudice into it, then maybe shouldn't you be a jury anymore.
That's so true. And I have to say, Pasha and Sergio, I loved your performance. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and now we're gonna take a look at it. Congratulations for such a fantastic performance.
Thank you.
But tell me, like, how was it to perform in the grand final?
So for me, it was a lot of fun to have this journey with my friend Sergio.
Yeah, it looks like you were having a lot of fun together.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Starting with that pre-parties, 6 pre-parties in Barcelona and Madrid and Tel Aviv, and also to meet some friends, like Joker Out, like our favorite Blanca Paloma.
Sometimes it feels more like a big music festival than an actual competition, right? It's so fun to connect with all the other artists.
And I think this is the main. We met each other, make a lot of friendships, and it is amazing.
And it was also really important for you to tell this story, right? You've created it with your wife and to create it with these people on stage. How important is it for you to bring culture from your country on that stage? Because you can also just pick any type of pop song that was written anywhere else. But for you, it was, I think, really important to bring Moldovan culture to this major stage right now.
Absolutely. Talking about me, I'm like kind of civil activist, so I have to tell you a bit of my story. So, like 6 years ago, Moldova was celebrated 25th anniversary of independence, and I was called by some bad guys, some oligarchs who captured the power in Moldova. And it was the time from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. and it was my performance in prime time in the Central Square in the national television. I just took my shirt off and released the hashtag. It was written here, hashtag like no Putin, it was no plaha. And it was a life-changing moment in my life because I was banned from every television, but still it was like release the anti-oligarchic movement in our country.
Wow.
And still, so I came to Eurovision not just to sing, and for me even performance and the place like 8 or 12 or 18 is not so important, like the changes or the message we would love to release for the world. For example, maybe you heard it, maybe not, but immediately after our performance I said that Ukraine's thank you for peace in Moldova, because if you look on the map, you see Moldova is the next one.
Yeah.
So the things that happen is we are like a lot of my friends.
Very, very brave of you.
Yeah, it's not brave of me because I was the one who released this movement for supporting for Ukraine, Moldova.
Yeah. We're also going to talk about how amazing Liverpool has been as a host city. So take a look at this. Wrong clip. Apparently, we're going to talk about when I was performing at the Euroclub and Eurojam here in Liverpool. That's fine. We can also talk about that. Yeah, but Liverpool, we're going to talk about that. It's been an amazing host city, but also the nightlife here has been absolutely amazing. So now we're going to take a look at that.
Today's winner was amazing. Loreen has been my favorite all the way. I saw her winning in Malmö, the semi-final in Sweden. I saw her win the final in Sweden and followed her all along. So she's been my favorite all the way.
She was flawless from start to finish. She was amazing. She is a Eurovision legend, and that performance was amazing.
I don't care about them all, cause all I want is to be loved. And all I want is you. You stuck on me like a tattoo. All I care about is pain. I'm gonna fight out of pain.
You tattoo.
I feel like it was a worthy win, but I feel like the people's princess, Finland, was maybe a little bit robbed.
I'm not disappointed. I would say that Finland didn't win. Of course, I would have loved for him to win, but at the same time, Finland has been in Eurovision for like 50-something years, and they've only ever come top 5 once, the one time that they won in 2006. So him coming second is huge for Finland, and I think, like, to be honest, I was worried the juries might not appreciate him so much, but he did really, really well with the juries and landslid the televote. So I feel like there's more to be proud of than disappointed. So overall, it's bittersweet, but I'm really happy with the result.
Do you feel like rapping is finished with me?
People what they wanted, cha-cha-cha.
This explains why I have not seen any of my friends, because they all have been in the nightlife. I've not seen you,
Yeah,
except for hosting. Oh, my friends are in there. The nightlife was really great here in Liverpool, but
Yeah, it was amazing. But I mean, the whole city was breathing Eurovision. So now we're gonna take a look at that.
Keep on going, baby, baby, for a brighter day. Yeah, when the world got me going crazy, I carry on. See, I carry on because of you. Said I carry on. And when the world got me going crazy, see, I will carry on. And it's all because of you. Because of you. Because of you.
Such a great host city. Like, really, we have had a great time here in Liverpool. But Harry, tell me a little about what was your role in all of this?
So I lead the culture team, and it's been absolute madness preparing for Eurovision. I mean, I'm a massive Eurovision fan anyway. I've been watching Eurovision since Scooch. But Liverpool is a European city, and we absolutely love to party, as I can see from your feet.
Woohoo! We Finns too!
Yeah, we absolutely love a party. We know what we're doing in terms of events, but that extra level this year, with that solidarity with Ukraine, of course, that gave us that special element. And I just think, I mean, just watching that back, the whole city has responded. Everyone responded, all our residents, they got behind Eurovision.
You know, we heard that Mr. Eurovision, Martin Österdahl, said that if every year could be like Eurovision in Liverpool, because it has been so good. Like, how does it feel for you to hear that?
I mean, that is the best compliment that we could have, wished for. When we planned for this, we knew we wanted to do something big and bold. We wanted something for everyone. We're a proud European city. We love to hold events like this. We wanted to make the most of it. And listen, if Sweden want Liverpool to host a party for them, we're happy to do it again next year. That's fine.
And of course, Harry, I think we have to talk about the Scousers for 1 second, the Liverpoolians, because I was given this yesterday. And this,
Beautiful.
I think, this was the shirt that a lot of the volunteers wore. You've had a lot of people in the city involved with this as well. Can you talk a little bit about what it has done to the city and to the inhabitants? What is the importance of bringing Eurovision to people who live here?
I mean, there's so many elements, and the volunteers that we had almost 600 of them, and they absolutely, sold the city. Lots of them were Scousers from the city and the region. We are, if I don't mind saying myself, we are really friendly people.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, definitely.
Even the security, the police officers, everyone was just like, "Hi, love, do you need help?"
Yeah, exactly. Like, people were stopping me on the street. Do you need to know something? I can tell you anything about anything. I'm like, wow, that's very, very friendly.
We just respect, we love different cultures, we love hearing different languages, and we just embraced it. And for the city, we heavily rely on the visitor economy, and so for us, Eurovision was a huge opportunity, but also to show that solidarity as well. So we're really, really proud to do it this year.
The UK was now hosting Eurovision on behalf of Ukraine, but how did you make that also visible in the city? Tell me a little about that process.
So we had collaborations between UK and Ukrainian artists. So we had 24 commissions across the city. Lots of people, you would have seen the songbirds. So in Ukraine at the moment, they're protecting their statues with sandbags. And so we had one of our main exchange flags, beautiful statue behind the town hall, covered with sandbags. One of the best moments for me this week, I was with the Ukrainian ambassador at one of my local schools, which is far outside the city, Notty Ash Primary School. They learned, so they do sign language, and they learned Ukrainian sign language and actually sang and signed the Ukrainian national anthem to the Ukrainian ambassador. And it was just it was so beautiful. And you know, they really, everyone embraced this, and they really wanted to do Ukraine proud, and I hope we did.
Yeah, and I think that we really also saw that in the show. So now we're gonna take a look at that.
Just close my eyes. I close my eyes. We'll always be together, however far it seems. We'll always be together.
Eurovision. Together, we are stronger. United by music, we say to the world.
We got love, we got love. We got love, we got love. I know what you must be thinking. Stefania, mamo, mamo, Stefania. Rozkwitaje pole, a wona przybije. Zaśpiewaj meni, mamo, kołyskowu. Poczuć te poczuty, twoje rydne słowo.
I think it really, really touched people.
You'll never walk alone, and that's what that song's about. And so that special element that, you know, we are here for Ukraine, and the BBC, that fantastic production around that clearly identified that, and that song just, it really hit. Yeah.
And G.J., what do you feel then? Was Ukraine invisible enough in this Eurovision?
So. I think it was so clear that it was production with the Ukraine and the UK. I think the UK also hit a very good tone of not being too much about the UK. They were very clear that this is a Ukrainian party, but also a Ukrainian celebration of culture. Because I think in the end, that is something that is so important. And also what we saw in the flag parade in the finale, and also in the second semifinal. If you look at how diverse a culture can be, that's amazing. And I mean, Ukraine is one of the, is the only country that has never not qualified for a finale. Hello.
Yeah.
So that shows you how important a culture can be, and especially in times like this, where a whole country is being threatened.
Yeah.
It is so important to keep culture alive.
And then we heard that Zelensky would have liked to give a speech during Eurovision, but the EBU didn't like that idea. G.J., what do you think about this?
I wished he was there. I understand why they didn't have him speak, because you also have to understand the Oscars also didn't allow him to speak. The Emmys last year also said, maybe this is not the right thing. But I wish he would have been there also to see what is happening and how people are embracing the culture and the people, and also the fact that 3,000 tickets in total were given to displaced Ukrainians here. We saw them in the show with Julia Simina, and it was just so important to see their joy, their happiness also as well, because they deserve joy and happiness. They've been through a really, really hard time and still are. But to have that joy, and I think that's what, this competition can bring, these joy, these happiness. I mean, yes, when you dance, you bring people happiness and joy. And of course, so it's very important.
It's also a way of forgetting your daily life, So I guess for the Ukrainian dancers that I met and that I saw on stage, it's an amazing opportunity to just try to let go, and forget about your daily life a little.
So, but Ukraine was really visible, so we can all agree on that. That was nice. But we are Out to Be is the LGBTQ network. So what do we think about that diversity? Did we get enough of that?
I think we did have a lot of diversity, and what I really loved this year is that we've had a couple of queer LGBT contestants this year. I think Europe is so now getting used to different nationalities, different genders, different sexualities, and I think we're no longer thinking of that as something that is important to ask. And I think so. I'm really happy we saw it. I think the Dan Shipton and Lee Smithers, who were creatively doing the show, that on Thursday, that hit the mark right away with the medley, with the drag queens.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
The only thing I do have to say, we only had two performers of color in the 37 acts this year. The rest were all backing vocalists or dancers. That needs to change, and I think that is something that a couple of countries really need to have a look at.
But how can we change it? Like, what could we do to change it?
Select different artists for your national final. I think if you have a diversity there, that helps.
That's so true. And now we're gonna go to the next topic, which is one of my favorites. We are gonna talk about the fashion in Eurovision Song Contest. And now we're gonna take a look at some very interesting outfits.
C'est ce qu'on oublie. C'est toujours trop beau pour être vrai, mais ce n'est jamais trop vrai pour être faux, évidemment.
So, ooh la la! Reye, what were the fashion statements, the biggest ones?
I think there were like a lot of fashion statements this year. I think there were a couple that were maybe, we see a lot of changes this year. You guys know you can still change your outfits. Some people try things. I saw Marco Mengoni try a couple of outfits. Monika Linkite from Lithuania tried 5 different outfits in all her rehearsals, all the same color, different type of dress. I really loved what you guys did. I think that was amazing in Finland. I think it was such a bright color palette and also really invoked the original ballroom and Latin style in it as well. And oh my God, I think I am still not tired of green sleeves.
No.
I saw everyone wear them. They were amazing.
I saw green boleros all over town the whole
But I
time.
think also these guys, that was what you were wearing.
Yeah, definitely.
I want a version of that.
And
the whole glitter outfit was just like, I was like, I want it, Sergio.
And you had a lot of
made it?
tradition, right, in your outfits?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah?
Sergio, who made your outfit? Because I want it.
Yeah, we have our preferred designer Yana Pozitivi from Moldova, and she made all our outfits for the turquoise carpet for the main performance, and she done a good job, I think.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
And yes, if you would have to dance in another outfit, which one would you have danced in then?
Oh, I love the dancers from May Muller. She from the UK. They had like this sheer red top.
Ooh.
It looks really cool. Yeah, I would have loved to worn that.
And Harry, what was your favorite fashion statement?
I've literally just asked. I actually want to buy the green sleeves. I really do.
It's so popular. I heard rumors that all the green fabric in Finland is sold out. But a lot of great fashion, and that's fantastic, of course. But now we're going to talk a little about Sweden 2024. So what do we expect from Sweden, Reye? What are the rumors? What do you hear? Are we going to Stockholm?
Listen, 50 years after ABBA won, 40 years after the Harrys won, it's going to be a celebration. That is why they sent Loreen, I think. I think they wanted that celebration next year. Of course, they have a bit of an issue. We heard Anders talk about it in the beginning. Their biggest arena, where they did it in 2016, is closed, Globen. Well, they can't do it in Göteborg because that venue is too old and the roof can't handle it. And I think Malmo had a big issue because everyone was staying in Copenhagen and not in Malmo. So I think we're going to Stockholm. My guess is, the Friends Arena. I already heard from people that every weekend in Stockholm is booked for hotels already. So everyone went online last night and went, I'm reserving stuff.
That's how
But
it
I think
goes.
if you look at the Swedes, we're going to see a show that moves it forward. Look at 2016. That was the first modern flag parade with folk dancing and EDM in it. We had Love, Love, Peace, Peace in that. It moved the contest forward. Martin Oosterdaal, the executive producer, will also have the first chance ever to do a contest without any type of restrictions on it. He had Rotterdam, of course, and then Turin. Then he had, of course, this year, which was a co-host. Next year, we really get to see what is his voice for Eurovision. With the Swedes, I predict it's going to be an amazing show, but it's going to be hard to top this year because there was not one boring moment in Liverpool.
Exactly. And Harry, what do you think? What should the Swedes take with them from Liverpool?
I think it's about getting that whole city approach. Wherever it is, it's, if the people don't buy into Eurovision and they don't embody that spirit of the contest, then they're the people that are the volunteers, they're the people that are facing all the visitors every single day. And if they're not bought into it, then you haven't got that spirit. So I think just making sure the whole city embraces the contest. And so, it's fresh in the mind and everyone's smiling and they just have a great time.
Yeah, I think, Eurovision in Sweden is going to be absolutely fantastic because they know how to do entertainment too. So we are really looking forward to Sweden, right? Next year? Yeah. I want to thank you all so much for being here on the table today. It was really fun to discuss everything that has happened. Thank you, Harry, for your input. Thank you, Sergio and Pasha, for a fantastic performance. Yes, keep on cha-cha-cha. We love you, the public's winner. Hey, thank you so much for co-hosting with me. Always a blast. And of course, all our wonderful viewers. And see you next year in Stockholm, maybe. Ciao, ciao!
I don't wanna go, but baby, we both know this is not a time. It's time to say goodbye, God, until we meet again. 'Cause this is not the end. It will come a day when we will find